going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Welcome to OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. If you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, people, if you need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there, strolling below. Let's get it in, man, because I was going to rest today, man. My fucking shoulder and neck is still sore. So I say, I'm just chilling, researching other shits for other shows I'm planning on doing this week. So I'm just going to chill today. But nah, Nikki Haley decides to go on racist Fox News and lie to those people. It's one thing to sit there and strategize to make people feel comfortable in their skin. It's another thing to sit there to lie to people about factual truth. To make pretend truth. Or make pretend history. Like certain shit didn't exist. I don't know where people I don't know where the left got this from, or people that says that, I don't know where they got that from. Shit like that. Right? When at a certain point, we understand that a lot of Republican voters are stupid, uneducated, misguided, and stupid. We get this. Forget about them being hateful and racist and shit like that, or bigoted or sexist or whatever, right? And a lot of them inner closet homosexuals too, right? Let's just put that to the side. We know that these people are stupid. So Nikki Haley decides to go on Fox News and lie to stupid people, which is the most easiest thing to do, to lie to stupid people. It's like getting people to follow you because they can't think for themselves, right? That means they don't have any type of leadership skills or quality. They may not be stupid, but they just don't have any leadership qualities, right? But if you are intentionally placating to stupid people to make them feel like they are intelligent, you're doing those people a disservice. You're not helping them. You're helping yourself to get to where you need to go. So we're going to have a very important show today because I am like exhausted of stupid people. And people might say, Kenny, that's harsh. I don't care. If you're going to walk around in America and believe stupid shit, which is shit that's factual, and just make up shit because it makes you feel better, you are stupid to me. You are stupid people. Nikki Haley is stupid. I don't give a fuck what college degree she got. I don't give a fuck how intelligent she speaks and people think she is, or whatever. Her level of a high IQ. I don't care. When you are intentionally placating to stupid people to make them feel better, to get they vote for you so you can get into power, you are stupid to me. You are weak. You are no person to be leading anyone. I wouldn't want Nikki Haley to be my leader at a regular 9-to-5 job if she was a supervisor. You don't have to motivate me by lying. But let's get into this shit. So we get the clip, and then we let the View ladies say what they got to say. And some of them says very good shit, but they do tiptoeing around racism too when it comes to these people. Listen, I'm not for sure if Nikki Haley is actually a racist, right? Like I told you, I don't think Trump is a full-blooded racist. I think these people are con artists. I think they'll do anything to keep power. It's no different than a corporation that will pay these stupid ass people to do things for them, to pass laws and policies, or to change and tweak things for them so they can make more money. Nikki Haley is not a uneducated person. She's very intelligent. She's just a stupid person. She has no backbone. She blows where the wind takes her. So she's not a leader. You're not coming here to bring the country together by lying to people. Because number one, you're just not lying to the people that you're trying to get their vote from. You're lying to people that's not even going to vote for you to make it even on top of that, people that can't stand you even more. And maybe you don't care about that, but you can't on one hand say you're trying to bring the country together. Because if you're trying to bring the country together, you would tell the truth. But let's move on. Talking about she's a good candidate. She's not. When you are intentionally lying to people, you are not a good candidate. Because that means you're going to lie through your whole, if you become president, you're going to lie through your whole administration. You're just going to do what Trump did. You ain't going to do no better than what Trump did. I don't give a fuck. How she could get things done because she ain't as illiterate or stupid as Trump. Educational wise. Or know how policies work. I don't care. She's going to do the same thing that Trump did. Lie about shit. The whole point of these fake-ass outrages of these Trump supporters that they think the government lies to them. So, okay, well, why are you voting for people that are lying to you? Nikki Haley, Trump, the Republican Party, if you want to say the Democrats, they all lying. So why do you keep voting for them? Let's move on, man.
Yesterday, Republican candidate Nikki Haley spent weeks, not yesterday, but she spent weeks doing damage control after leaving out slavery as a cause of the Civil War. But she just blew it back up yesterday, and her rival Ron DeSantis really isn't.
And that was the whole thing of it. She tried to act like somebody could listen. Nobody can get you with a gotcha question. If the question is very easy to answer, if everybody should know this, well, you should have known it. It shouldn't have been a gotcha question to you. I don't give a fuck if the first person was a Democrat plan or not. You just say it was over slavery. Wasn't about all that other dumb shit you were talking about. Because all that other dumb shit you was talking about means nothing if slavery is not the issue. But she had an opportunity to do that, and then she tried to clean it up, and then she doubled back down on it by lying again. Trying to bring up because I got a black friends and all this stuff. That shit doesn't mean anything. I know it's been plenty of white racist people that will tolerate good old boy black people or certain black people. You probably work with them. You probably work for them. That don't mean that they're not racist. The problem is people, and I think a lot of black people is frustrated with her, is because we assuming that she knows better. Well, we know that she knows better. We know that she knows that she's lying. That's not the issue. The issue is what we really should be calling her is a sellout to her own people. Because you can put black people to the side. For you to ignore racism in this country like you do, and act like it's not an issue for you, you're doing a disservice to your own people. Because there's plenty of your people who are being discriminated against, and racism is happening too, systematically as well. It's just a goddamn shame that we have to keep having this conversation about Nikki Haley. You know better. You are an embarrassment. People, it's one thing of telling people what they need to hear. It's another thing to telling people what they want to hear. Sometimes when people need to hear may not feel so good to people. The truth may hurt. But to lie to people and placate to them because of their sensitive feelings about race, you're not helping that. That's like sitting there ignoring black people's issues of our own problems that we create for ourselves. Like we supposed to just ignore that. No. That's the stupidest shit in the world. We'll never change anything. I know what black people do to fuck up. I know what we do that we ain't all good. I know some of us out here that bitch and complain too much. I get it. I know the horrible shit we do and I talk about it. But I ain't gonna lie to my people and I be like, oh, all of us, we ain't all this, but we ain't all bad. I know that's not true. Some of us are bad people. Nikki Haley, you need to stop. Just listen to this ignorant bitch. And I don't think she's intentionally trying to be, like, I don't think she's intentionally, she's intentionally trying to be disingenuous. And lie. It just is what it is.
Isn't that much better on the subject. Take a look.
Are you a racist party? Are you involved in a racist party?
No. We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today...
Lies. Lies, Nikki Haley, lies. You just lying. You lied out of the gate talking about, are you in a racist party? Your party is racist. When you tolerate racists and your whole purpose is to focus on misguided racist bigots, which is the Republican Party's base at this point. And it always been that way, but you knew how to keep them quiet and still get them to vote. Trump just came and said, fuck that shit. And the rest of y'all follow suit. Because you couldn't beat him. You listen, your own former Speaker of the House said the Democrat parties look more like America and y'all party looks like a fucking good old boys club. In real terms, what he was trying to say, they don't look as racist. They don't look racist over there. We look racist. We look racist, we sound racist, we do racist shit. That's basically what he was saying. Your own former speaker said that. The one y'all done kicked out. Because you let the racists in the party kick him out. Listen, I'm not a big fan of McCarthy. I believe he's a bigot. Do I think he's a full-blooded racist? Probably not. But he's a coward just like the rest of them are. You're all getting it. Y'all all, it's like it's like you got the head of the Ku Klux Klan, which is Donald Trump, the leader, the Grand Wizard, and all the little fucking minions of sections of the Klan. It's just following suit. You don't really, some of y'all may not really want to go that route, but I want to keep some power. I want to be relevant. And you know what's so bad about this? Nikki Haley, if Trump didn't have these charges, Nikki Haley wouldn't run. They're hoping and praying Donald Trump quits or go to jail or die. That's what they hoping. But what the dumbass don't understand, if this motherfucker go to jail, he still can run the country from jail. That's the way the system is set up. The stupidest shit in the world. You can go to jail on a felony charge, but you can't never vote again. But this motherfucker can still run for president. He actually still can be the president. Tell me how that shit work. But anyway, let's move on. And then the other thing she lied about, she said, we're not a racist country. Listen, regardless of all the steps we have made to try to get away from racism and try to be a better country, we still a racist country. At this point right now, Nikki Haley, you are proving it. You are proving my point right now that the country is still racist. Do you understand they used to do this back in the 70s, try to deny racism in the 80s, then the 90s, try to pretend racism is not a big deal. Pretend the Republican Party pretended they wasn't racist, but created racist policies. So did the Democrats. They just hit it well. People didn't pay attention to politics like they pay attention to it now. That's why you see the Republicans trying to rewrite history and lie all the time, because they know a lot of people are paying attention to politics now. You can't hide politics like you used to back in the day. These motherfuckers, they say anything out of pocket. That shit is all over the internet. It's all over the world. They know that. So now they just like, fuck it. I just might as well just go full-blooded lying. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. I ain't going to pretend that I'm not this. Nikki Haley, y'all been doing this type of shit in that party. Y'all been pretending that this country is not racist. Soon the first black president got in there, the Republicans showed their ass. I believe that was the beginning of what you see now. It always been there. They just been hiding in the closet with the racism. But soon Barack got in that motherfucker, the first black family. He didn't get in there with a white woman. He had him a full-blooded black woman with black children, with black family members. You didn't even see Barack Obama mama. We don't know what this woman really looked like. That's what happened. They came out the closet then. They were so angry that this black man won. That this black man is over top of them. They didn't like that shit. They couldn't accept that. And that's when shit started going downhill with racism. That's why you see these motherfuckers just blatantly being racist. The cops don't give a fuck no more. They never really cared then, but they just blatantly just killing black people. They don't give a fuck. You see restaurants, people just blatantly. Motherfuckers know they can lose their job. They just blatantly, we're not serving black people. Like they own the spot. You just work there and you being racist? Did these people nerve to get on TV and pretend that they wasn't being racist? They being canceled. You can't treat people that way and think that somebody else is going to hire you. You will make them lose money. That's a lawsuit. You costing a company money for being racist. Can't control your racism, your hate, your jealousy and envy. But you crying about you being canceled. You just can't say and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Then she tried to lie. The other lie she tells, she says, the country has never been racist. What are you talking about? The country was built off of racism. How you think black people got here? We didn't just volunteer. Well, we thought that we was going to get a job. We got bamboozled by our own people, but how did that even happen? The white Europeans came over there and struck a deal with our African brothers and sisters. Excuse me. And then bamboozled us. We thought we was really coming to get a job opportunity, to make a better life. Then we get on the boats. We get on the boats. Nigga, they just started wailing and killing us. Beating us and raping us and murdering us and treating us like animals. Come on, like, and even before, we even got stolen and bamboozled. They bamboozled the Native Americans and murdered them and took over the country. They did the same things to the Mexicans. What you think Los Angeles and Mexico or Texas, New Mexico, all that shit is? Arizona. That's all, that used to all be Mexico. They did the same shit. What are you talking about? They didn't go to a European country and do that to a European country. They came to a country where it was brown, it was colored folks. They didn't go back to their own home country, tell those people to come over here and enslave their own. They went over to Africa, the motherland. What are you talking about, Nikki Haley? So black people just came here and we got jobs and everything was cool, and then all of a sudden they wrote a constitution, and then they put in the constitution that it's okay to slave black people. That's not what happened, Nikki Haley. Don't rewrite history, try to rewrite history. The country was based on racism. It was based on slavery. They couldn't have built shit without enslaving black people. They own people. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. They always try to say black people is lazy, right? The most laziest people in this country is white folks. A lot of shit that they ask other people to do, they won't do. I'm not saying all of them are lazy, but a lot of them are. Especially the motherfuckers, their ancestors. Their ancestors was a bunch of lazy son of a bitches. If they owned slaves and they was okay with slavery, then they was lazy. Because they should have built a lot of this shit themselves. No, they didn't do it because they couldn't do it, and they didn't want to do it because they pale asses couldn't stay in the sun that long without burning the fuck up. Listen, you ever notice when black people are in the sun, it almost, we get like moisture. Right? We could be ashy as a motherfucker. But that sun hit us for a while and we be in that motherfucker, we get moisture. Because of the melanin in us. Some white people, when white people get in the sun, they ass peel. They ass get burnt. They dry out. That's why they need sunscreen. They couldn't have did none of that work. They couldn't work the fields, nigga. They couldn't do what black people can do. Shit, they can't do what the Mexicans can do. I'm going to tell you what happened to Nikki Haley because this is her story. This ain't no made up shit that I'm making up. This is her story. Nikki Haley is the firstborn American. She doesn't have any heritage really here. Her heritage is from one of them Indian countries. She's from one of them Indian countries over there. I don't know where the fuck this bitch people's really from. Her mother and father is from over there. They don't really have any generations of here other than her mixed white kids that she done made. Now her daughter just got married to a black dude, so they probably gonna have some black babies. Right? But she doesn't have any real ties to America really like people really think. When her parents got here, they couldn't get a job with white people. So what happened was her father had to go work at a HBCU, which is a all-black college for black people. That's the only way he could get a job. Her mother used to make clothes, and she was a teacher. She couldn't work for the white schools. She only could work for the inner city, the black kids, the public schools. Okay? And none of the white people will buy her her clothing that she made. You know who bought that shit? We did. Nikki Haley saw this shit her life. Seen her parents go through all this bigotry and racism, and it scared the fuck out of her. Like the coward that she is right now. What you see right now with Nikki Haley lying, making up shit, trying to rewrite history, and all this other shit, downplaying black pain, because that's all it basically is to me. She was scared. She's scared now. She's that scared little girl that's seen her parents get discriminated against. It happened to her. She didn't like how that shit felt, so she said, I'm going to try to fit in, because I don't want to get treated like that anymore. So as this Indian American brown girl, what can I do to fit in? Oh, you know what the first thing I'm going to do? You know what the first thing she did? Change her name. Her real name is not Nikki. That's not her birth name. That's not what her mom and dad named her. I don't even know what the bitch real name is. I know what it is. I forgot. But Nikki is not her real name. Haley is not her real name. Her real last name. That's her husband's name. That's her husband's last name. Nikki Haley is a goddamn, she's a goddamn buffoon. She's a scared little girl. You are 50-something years old, and you're still scared of speaking on racism. You weak. You can't represent black people. You can't represent your own people. You can't represent good white folks. You can't represent this country, period, if you still a scared little girl. Somebody needs to tell her that to her face and stop placating to her bullshit. You are a coward, Nikki Haley. And I'm sorry to tell you that, but you are. It's no way impossible that you're a 50-something-year-old woman and you're still scared. We have never been a racist country. Damn lie. You are a liar, Nikki Haley. Jim Crow, you never heard of that? You never heard of the Ku Klux Klan? White people used to sit outside. Like, you know how you go to a picnic or a barbecue? They used to go there and burn black people alive and hang them. Hang them on bridges and shit like that. Listen, when you hear these people say this shit, like Nikki Haley, what you thought the civil rights movement was? You wouldn't even be able to be in this country if black people didn't sacrifice their life. Show us some fucking respect and don't keep lying and placating to stupid racist people. It's actually insulting to us. You wouldn't even be here. Your parents wouldn't even be able to be here to create you in this country. You would still be over India some fucking where, bitch, for all we know. If our ancestors wouldn't have fought and died for this country. And died for rights, for freedom, for women, gay people. minority people like you. And definitely black folks. That's why you can't say black people are selfish. We didn't just fight for us. We fought for everybody. We fought for white women. Nobody's whining about that. These are facts. And she's just insulting at this point. And she knows better. That's the sad part about it. She knows better. You placating to stupid people. Let's move on, man.
Sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then.
You agree that the U.S. has never...
Well, don't never say that racism never existed then. We was never a racist country. If racism still exists now, that means we're still a racist country. The racists didn't go nowhere. They just created more racists. And stop trying to compare, oh, how shit used to be and to it is now. We know the difference. That's why we show respect to our ancestors. Because a lot of us now couldn't do what they did. But we glad they did it for us. We appreciate them for that. That's why they get the little fucked up month they get. It was up to us, we'd get more months than that. We should be celebrated every fucking day for the shit that our ancestors sacrificed for. But they'd rather glorify slave owners, racists, bigots, motherfuckers that lost the war, the Confederates. Like they deserve to be in the same conversation as a Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or Harriet Tubman or somebody. Like they the same. They're not the same. Not even your fake ass forefathers are not the same as those people I just mentioned. Just stop saying that racism doesn't exist. Stop saying that we never was. Listen, it's one thing to sit there and lie to yourself and say racism doesn't exist. For whatever fucked up reason you want to say, that's fine in a way, right? For your stupidity. To make yourself feel good about yourself. Whatever. But do not lie and say this country was never a racist country. Her shit is damn near worse than what Tim Scott said. America is not a racist country. Motherfuckers jumped in his ass. But this shit is even worse to me because you're sitting there lying, saying America was never racist at all. When the country was built on slavery. What you call that? I mean, you don't call that racism? What you call that then? So it was no motivation behind it. Oh, it's enslaving people. No, we just want to enslave people today for a couple of 100 years. Come on, Nikki Haley. Listen, you got a real high IQ. You ain't that goddamn stupid. I don't believe you stupid at all, but your behavior is stupid. The shit that comes out of your mouth is stupid. You placating to stupid racist people that you want to vote for you is stupid. Come on, man.
Has never been a racist country.
Well, the U.S. Is not a racist country, and we've overcome things in our history. We've had challenges with how race was viewed. It doesn't matter your background. This is the best place to grow up and to pursue.
Let me say this. Only racists say shit like that. Because that means you just really... It's almost like you're trying to ignore black pain. And know that it's there, but you know it's like pain there for people, and you're just ignoring those people. Them people, they're just speaking. They're just, you know, they're just agitators. They're race baiters. They're whiners. But this is the greatest country in the world to come and live your dreams. Then when these motherfuckers get here, people really find out that this country ain't shit. Listen, people, is this the best country to raise your children in? We don't know that. If you are an American that was born here, has a history here, generations of your people been here, generations, you've been here all your life, we don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know if we can go live in another country and raise our kids. Because this is all we know. So we don't know that. So for me, it's all propaganda. It's like when you hear people tell black people, racist white people tell black people, you need to go to another country and see how that is. Or go back to Africa. How the fuck we gonna go somewhere where we don't have no relationships, we don't have any type of culture there. We don't even speak the same language. We don't know what tribe we come from. And we ain't, listen, I'm not trying to blame all white people for what their ancestors did. But if you are a racist and you're still sitting here talking that shit from back when your ancestors was speaking and what they was about, then yeah, I am blaming you. You are a part of the problem. You've been part of the problem because they raised little racist pieces of shit like you. That's like, it's like a gangbanger sitting there. This is the thing I didn't like about Nipsey. I didn't like this about him. You talk all this black power movement shit, and you was on the right path to doing some of that shit. But you still had one foot in gangbanging, nigga. I'm still hearing you represent Crib. Nah, bro. You being a hypocrite. You don't hear me on here. I used to be out there in them streets. I used to do what I do. But you don't hear me still representing my blocks, representing that shit. Why? If I say I'm against something, nigga, I'm not speaking and acting like I'm still cool with it. I'm okay with niggas gangbanging. No, why would I say that? So when I hear Nikki Haley and them talking that shit, oh, we in a racist country, but you still make racist policies. You still placating to racists with your rhetoric. Trying to rewrite history. It's one thing you saying we're not a racist country right now. I don't believe that. Yes, we have that in our past. Yes, we need to learn and get and teach that in a constructive way. I'm okay with that. But don't lie. Don't pretend that black people, our ancestors, was volunteer workers or some shit. Or they was somehow still getting paid. Don't do that. It's disingenuous. You're not helping anything. You're not bringing the country together. You're actually making it worse. Because you lying to the people on one side, and on the other side, you're angering the others. That's not bringing the country together by lying. You lying about factual history. That's the fucked up part about it. This shit is documented. You know what's the sad part about these people? These type of people? Right? Especially the Trump supporters, the people that vote for these people. They don't believe in history. They got make-believe make up history type of shit about slavery. Shit that's factual, right? They make up shit about that. They don't believe in that shit. They think that shit is make believe. It wasn't that bad and shit like that. I'm gonna let you hear something right after this to prove my point. But they believe in a God they have never seen in a day in their life. Ever. If they God is the creator, why did he create slavery? If they believe in that, if God is this great person that they say that they God that they believe in, this great person, why did he have people come down and create people to wind up believing in slavery? Because listen, our lives is a book, it's a story. We just don't know the ending. And a lot of it we can't write the future. We only can write the past and our present. But we can't write the future and we can't write the ending of the book, of the story. Our lives is already planned. But they'll believe in that, but they don't believe in slavery was that bad for black people. When this shit is documented. Your own so-called forefathers, the racist people that you believe in, admitted this shit. You can read their documents. They love Confederates so much. The Confederates tell you it was about owning slaves. A full-blooded racist will tell you, yes, it was about slavery. Yes, we wanted to keep black people slaves. I wish we can keep them slaves right now. I wish we can slave them right now. A racist motherfucker tell you that. I actually respect that more than somebody like Nikki Haley to sit there, her and Ron DeSantis, sit there and pretend that racism doesn't exist. Or it never did. It wasn't that bad. It always takes sellout black people or some sellout ass minority or some racist ass white dude or white woman to downplay black people's pain. When a part of them know better. How you go to all these Ivy League schools him and Nikki Haley went to, him and Ron DeSantis, and y'all just making up history? Let's move on, man.
And to pursue your dreams of any place in the entire world.
Well, clearly you have not been listening to some of the people who are running to be president.
Let me say this. If you strip these people from all their white privilege, or just privilege period, they wouldn't be able to survive in this world. You strip Ron DeSantis down and make him one of them stupid white people. Not even gonna say stupid white people, one of them poor white people, he wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it. Not in this day and age, he wouldn't. Because he's too privileged. You strip everything away from him, he lose everything. He couldn't make it. Nikki Haley the same. We let her go back to being that same scared kid that she used to be and strip her ass down from everything that she so-called worked hard for, but all she did was kiss ass to the top. To where she is. You strip that bitch from everything she got, she couldn't make it. It's sad. It's sad, people. That's why I told y'all in 2024, man, I ain't got time for stupid people, man. I'm telling motherfuckers exactly what it is. You can't be around me and keep saying stupid shit out your mouth when you know it ain't true. It's one thing of being curious or not knowing something. It's another damn thing you know better. And you're still sitting there trying to justify stupidity. Like I said, I'm just going to take people for what they say they are and how they act. I'm not going to keep on sitting here trying to psychologically get into people's brain and trying to, well, you know, could be another narrative to that. No. Been there, did that already. I'm not doing that anymore. People know exactly what it is. This shit ain't rocket scientists here, people. People don't come fuck with the real no more. They go fuck with the fake because it makes them feel good about themselves. What type of fucking person is that? You actually see people enjoy people going through pain. We have as a society, in this country, we have lost our humanity. We have no more humility. It's like we don't even look at people as human beings no more. We just, every time something tragic happens, niggas pull out their phones and start watching tragic shit happen. Listen, I've been around enough tragic shit in my life. It ain't the first thing that I would grab. And I love my phone. I love having my phone. It's very handy to have. Okay? Listen. A tragic something happened, I ain't even thinking about that. I'm thinking about how bad this situation is. I'm not thinking about pulling my fucking phone out. And you can't blame it on the youth. I see older people doing this shit. People my age and older pulling out phones instead of jumping in to help. I'm going to tell you how bad shit is in society, and we can move on from this. I was driving to work yesterday, right? The weather was bad. I seen a car in the fucking ditch over, they must have slipped over and fell in the ditch. Let me tell you something. By the time I caught it with my eyes, it was so many people in the lane that I was on the opposite side, like all the way over. I couldn't like stop my car and get over there. Just like stop and go over there. It was just so much traffic and shit. So I was like, damn, fuck. If I was over there, I'd have slowed down and went to the side. And went to go help motherfuckers. The first thing I did was call 911. I said, somebody on the road, on such road, highway, they're in the ditch. Can you please help them? I said, this is the location, the exit, whatever. Gave them all the information. I guarantee you a lot of motherfuckers ain't do that. Nobody slowed down. And I know people on that side seen that shit. Nobody slowed down to help. And we wasn't driving that fast. So a lot of people could have slowed down on that side. I couldn't because I was too far. And I was like in the midst of something. In the midst, like had cars in front of me. I couldn't really like pull over. I was like, no, I wasn't even all the way over. I was in the middle lane. And it was an accident like half a mile back. Well, you had cops and shit, so they might have knew, but it's still like do some shit. Like people not human beings anymore, man. I listen. They had lost their humanity, man. I can't be around people like that. I highly distance myself. I try to distance myself from people, man. Because that shit rubs off on you like a rash if you be around that shit. And I don't want that shit around me. I want that shit no way and no how affecting me in any type of way where I lose my humanity. We just live in a fucking world. We live in a country right now where people don't give a fuck about others. And that's what's problem. That's the problem. That's why everybody against each other. That's why we allowing races to even have a fucking voice. It ain't just social media. We are allowing these racist and stupid people to have a voice. We used to shun stupid people. Man, shut your stupid goofy, shut your stupid dumbass up. You ain't got no voice. But I told you. It's not the money. It's the rule of all evil. Because money only can do two things to you. Because these things are always in you. You can make the most money in the world. You can make all this money in the world, and you could be a good person and use your money wisely. and to help people. Or you can take your money and be the most disgusting human being on earth, or one of them. But it's all in you. The money don't change you. It's who you are. And you seeing the real of people. It ain't the money. It's who these people are. People see Charleston White acting crazy, Candace Owens, all these motherfuckers acting stupid, saying shit. It ain't the money. It ain't the fame. Fame don't change you. Money don't change you. It hypers who you are. It just puts you more of showing people exactly who you are. That's all. That shit doesn't change you. I'm not blaming that shit on money. I'm not even blaming it on power. Because these are the same people that tell you they believe in God. Well, God tells you the money is the rule of all evil. But you chasing it. You chasing power. You chasing fame. All that shit is the same. You can't be a child of God if you're running around here lying on purpose and deceiving people and stealing and taking and not helping. You'll take from the poor. These motherfuckers will take from the poor. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, welcome back from a quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Make sure you guys share the videos, man. Yeah, man, it's embarrassing, man. I'm embarrassed to be from this country. It's an embarrassment. I feel like we the most embarrassing country in the world. We was at one point we was very respected in the world. We just a bunch of clowns over here, man. We're a clown country. This shit is a circus. When you let racist people speak, you hear the stupidity of them. Now I'm gonna let y'all hear that shit. That shit is weird. I'm gonna tell you how fucked up these races are. Let's move on.
In the country. So I don't understand why it's still so difficult to just admit racism is and has been part of U.S. history. Yeah. I mean, when you think back 1849, 1869, they lynched 20, 30 Italians because they were Italian. They lynched black folks. Black folks didn't climb up in the trees and lynch themselves. People were angry and came and burned them out. Emmett Till did not do that.
Listen, you can't be that angry in life to go around and torture other people that you don't know did nothing to you. You have to be an evil person. I'm sick of this whole thing of people saying that these people was mad. What they was mad about? What is racist people ever mad about? You don't know people, but you're willing to go and murder and rape and hang or kill people. Because of what? Because you say they don't belong? Who told you that? Listen, I always want racist people to understand this. Take this and think about it. Imagine if the roles was reversed. How would you feel? You can't tell me because of equality and all this other shit that you bitch and complain about, like they hate the white man. Fuck all that shit. Would black people you know go around in your neighborhood and try to hang you, rape your woman in front of you, or rape you in front of your children, or rape your child, or hang your children and hang you and let your family watch you be hanged? Would black people do that? Would black person you know do that? I'm just talking to the modern day racists that want to be racist. Explain that to me. What black person have ever did that to you? Or ever did that to anybody that you know? You have never heard that. So I don't care about why white racist people are angry. Because they have no reason to. Not then, not now. You just are evil, bad people. That's what you are. You are the devil. When black people call white people the white devil, that's who we're talking about. Those people. We ain't talking about good white folks. If you ain't one of these type of people, then we ain't talking to you. You are white devils. Only the devil thinks this shit is okay, or think the way that you think is okay. I don't give a fuck what they thought and how they felt. I don't really care. Did they care about the black people? Do they care about the black people that they be racist to and want to kill? No. So I don't give a fuck about their feelings or why they angry. Somebody asked me a while ago, I don't know if it was in the comments or somebody left me an email, and somebody said, so you just saying you don't care what Trump supporters think? No. You don't care how they feel? No. They're a bunch of racists. I don't care what a racist think and feel, because they damn sure don't give a fuck how I feel. And I ain't did shit to them. But they don't like me because the color of my skin. Don't know me from Adam and Eve. But they don't like me. They mad at me. They want to hang me. They want to hang me. They want to get rid of me. Send them out the country. Get them out the country. Motherfucker, if I go, you go. If I leave, you leave. What Ludacris say? Just like that. If I leave, you leave. Just like that. You ain't from here either, bitch. If I don't belong here, you don't belong here either. So, my whole point is, I don't give a fuck about why people was mad. I mean, I understand Whoopi Goldberg is going off the cuff, but fuck that. She always say some old cringing shit that get me pissed off. Like, come on, I don't give a fuck how they feel. Not at this point. I don't. Like, in the beginning, I wanted to know why the fuck is they tripping. But now at this point, I don't care. Because it's unnecessary. You act like they acting like they can't live their life, their best life, because black people around. We got some rights. They upset about that. They can't live their life. Please.
Not do that to himself. That was done to him because somebody was angry because he overstepped in their mind what he was supposed to do as a black person. So you can't tell me it hasn't existed, doesn't exist. Yeah, we are trying to get it better, but stop trying to whitewash it, because every time they say we're going to take away black history, we're going to take away women's history, what do you think that says?
Look, we all know, we know.
That
Nikki
says that they are racist. That's like us. Listen, people, let's think about it. When we talk about taking down Confederate flags, right? And people not being proud of that shit. It's for a reason, taking down the Confederate statues and taking these Confederate names off of these schools and these places. It's for a reason. When they're talking about not teaching black history, truthfully, we're trying to figure out why. What's your reason why? And their reason is because it made white kids feel like they did something wrong. So my reply to that is, who's telling them that? Who's making them feel that way? You saying the teachers making them feel that way? And if you talk to them white kids without their parents being there, they'll tell you their teachers don't tell them that. So who else? I'm just asking the question. Who else y'all think is making them feel that way? If this is truthful, I don't believe it's true, but just to go for their narrative. Who you think making them feel that way? The fucking parents. Because they feel that way. They the racists. And then they want to turn the kids into racists. And bigots and homophobes and sexists. When you can have a woman minimize sexism, that's dangerous. Because she's a woman. Regardless of what her skin complexion is. She's a woman. And you're okay with people being assaulted? You're okay with a man talking to a woman in a certain type of demeanor and treating her a certain type of way? That's dangerous. So just imagine what they did to black people when we were slaves. When they had the house niggas kill black people and hang them and crucify them. Do y'all know that they used to have the house niggas? This is entertainment for racist white folks and their families that own slaves. You know what they used to do the house, make the house niggas do? They used to make the house niggas go rape the field niggas in front of their family. That was entertainment to them. That's why, to me, the most dangerous people to me in this country is is house niggas. Coons. Because this is shit I know that some of our people did to our own. We don't talk about them like that. We don't talk about them house niggas like that. We almost give them a pass because of the simple fact that they got tortured and shit like that with us and still was being oppressed by massa even though they was in the house. But what people don't understand about those house niggas was that at the while they enjoyed it. Regardless, it's like R. Kelly, right? People like to say, I said this one time before, I said people just ignore with R. Kelly tragic. He went through some tragic shit. That's why he wound up being who he is. Right? I say, yeah, we can look at that. Like, let's pay attention to that too. Don't just ignore that his sister molested him when he was a kid. But that doesn't take away that this nigga is a monster. Because he had two opportunities. He chose one to be a monster. The other, he could have been an advocate for stopping molestation. Started a charity with all his fame and money. But he chose to do what his sister did to him. Which was his abuser. Nobody gives R. Kelly a pass for that shit. But it's okay for us to go and say why he probably wound up turning out to be who he is. And holding other people accountable for that as well. There's nothing wrong with that. So, my point is to white racist people. Or people that pretend that the kids are getting fed this black history that they don't like or whatever, making their kids feel this way. It's okay for we to tell white children, white people now, we're not blaming you. We just want you to know that this is the history of this country and how far we came and all the people that helped us come this far with it. Right? But at the same time, we're explaining this shit to them so they, as white people, if you see white people or anybody discriminating, mistreating, or being racist to anyone, regardless if they white, black, or whatever, you stand up for them. That's the whole point of knowing about history. That's the whole point of it. I didn't grow up in the slavery, nigga, but I still needed to know that. I didn't grow up in the civil rights era. I still need to know that so I can look out for the injustice. You can't change anything. You can't fix anything or know when to stand up or know when to do something if you don't know the history of why you need to step up. Why you need to stand up against this. That's the whole point. Nobody's trying to blame your kid for trying to blame your white child to being a part of racism, bitch. And listen, just like that white kid is uncomfortable, what do you think the black kid feels like when he's learning about his own history, of his own people? He or she. How do you think they feel? You think they feel proud about that? They feel proud about their ancestors being slaves. They feel proud about they come from descendants of slaves. You really truly think that? So you don't give a fuck how the black child feels, but you only care about your white child. See, that lets me know that you're a fucking racist. It's not the white children that you're trying to protect. You're trying to protect your own self, but at the same time, protect your racist history. Because I told y'all, you ask white people, what did your white ancestors do? What are y'all known for in this country? They can bring up all types of shit that they, did this, but come to find out they didn't. Or they stole it. They stole the idea. Their ancestors stole it. They're only known for stealing, robbing, murdering, and killing. Nothing to be proud of. And I'm not saying no white people have not did good things. I'm just saying their history is really for racism in this country and slavery and enslaving people. That's all it is. To be oppressing people. These are real conversations you need to have with your white friends. Good or bad. And if they can't stand there and have the conversation with you, then they're not your friend. They're not an ally. I don't believe we have allies. At all. I almost cringe a lot of times when I'm delivering shit and I know I'm in an all-white neighborhood. And I know that when I see a Black Lives Matter sign or poster or flag or some shit like that, I almost get assaulted. I'm almost a little insulted. I ain't even say insulted. I'm a little uncomfortable. And it's probably just because of the simple fact, and I'm not going to lie about this, and I'm going to be very honest, because I got white friends and, I had conversations with them. I don't trust white people. Not outside of the white people I know. I just don't. And believe it or not, it hurts my heart that I feel that way. But I'm not an idiot. I'm not a motherfucker that's rolling around with blinders on pretending that I should not feel this way. I have to protect my heart. I have to protect me. I have to protect my people. At the end of the day. Shout out to my brother True in the building. What up, True? I'm doing good today, bro. I'm still a little sore and shit, but I'm trying to get over that shit. I wouldn't even did a video today. I've probably been popping pills and shit all day. Trying to get this motherfucking, I think I pulled like a real fucking muscle from all the way here, all the way down my arm. My whole fucking right side hurt. I was at work. I know I did that shit when I was at work. Getting old, nigga. That's all it is. Let's move in. Let's get it in.
That Nikki Haley is an incredibly smart, articulate woman. But every time she opens up her mouth when it comes to race or slavery, she opens it up to put her foot in it.
And why does she do that? Does that make
because
her,
she's running in a party where being a woman of color, talking about race, is considered being a whiny, ungrateful to the United States for the opportunity it's given us and playing identity politics. Right. And so she then tiptoes up.
I don't care. At this point, I don't care. She's a grown-ass woman. And listen, people, I'm not saying as grown people we can't get bullied. I'm just saying I'm way too old for allowing the motherfucker to bully me. I got bullied as a kid. I seen racism. Shit happened to me. Listen, come on. As a grown-ass man that is very confident in who I am and love being black, and I love some people. I ain't gonna say I love all people. I love some people. Regardless of what color skin you are, I love some people. I'm not gonna say I love everybody. No, I don't. I'm very confident who the fuck I am. I stand on principles and morals. I'm not letting nobody disrespect me like that. I'm not scared to speak up against the lies, the injustice. I think about if I don't do it, my ancestors, Martin Luther King and all them, all my ancestors that was slaves, is rolling over in their grave. Nigga, you know better, but you being a coward right now. Because you scared. No man on this earth put fear in my heart. Or woman. Or child. The fuck out of here with that. Because you with a party. Well, you know what? You know what that'll tell me? These people don't really have no morals or principles. It's not what I thought y'all was over here. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave. Be independent for all the fuck I give a fuck about. But it's not just that what Anna is saying. What it really is that she doesn't have the balls to do it. She's a coward. I don't give a fuck what they don't accept and what they say. Some shit is the truth. And if you ain't scared to speak up and be the lone wolf, and you want to just fit in, yo, do you understand what a coward is? What we call on the street, bitch ass motherfuckers. But we used to say bitch ass niggas, but bitch ass motherfuckers, you know what we call them? Cowards. You no leader. You're a follower. You no leader. How you gonna lead people and you follow all the time? Listen, people, I don't follow nobody. I listen to others that may know more than I know. I'm willing to listen to people. If I know more than they know, they may know some shit that I don't know. So I'm a willing listener. But I have never, at this point in my life, I don't follow people. I move how I move. Some people don't like it. It's okay. Some people can't tolerate it. It's annoying to some people. Okay. I'd rather be all that shit than to be a follower. Than be a coward. Because people that follow is a coward to me. I was a coward at one period of time. I can admit that. Following because everybody else was doing it, so I was scared to do this because I might as well ride with that because if I don't ride with that, nigga, I'm a grown ass man, dog. You can't get me to do that no more. I was young, ignorant, and stupid. Nah, you can't get me like that. I'm too goddamn intelligent to do that. I'm too intelligent to be a fucking follower and a coward. Because basically, if you're a follower, to me, you're a coward. I'll put it like this. God has gifted everybody with something special. And if you just didn't figure it out, what you're special about, then maybe you need to be around other people to help you figure that out. But this whole notion that people get here and people just following everybody. How that works out for you. I've been a follower in my life. I know where it led to me. Going to jail. Doing some shit that I morally, at this point, I know that wasn't right. But at the time, I probably knew morally it wasn't right at that time. But I did it anyway. Because I was a fucking coward and a follower. See, I ain't got to lie about me, Nikki Haley. Or any of you stupid Republicans and stupid racist people and sellout coon niggas. I can admit who the fuck I used to be. Can you? You can't even admit who you are now. A coward. But I'm a grown-ass man. Been through a lot of shit in my life. I wish I would follow a motherfucker. To do what? All this shit I be speaking? And I can't tell a nigga? No. Not doing that. Nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Call me what you want, nigga. You put your hands on me, I bet you I won't be a pussy ass nigga out of that. Listen, I won't be a pussy ass nigga if I ain't in jail. And you are. Whatever the situation may be. Or you cower and you bootlick and you kiss massa ass. All that ass you kissing. I'm over here laughing at your goofy ass. I watched the destruction of our people. And people, period. Not just our people. A lot of people in America. I watched the destruction of us on YouTube. On social media. I watched the destruction of it. You motherfuckers, a lot of you niggas are cowards. You niggas will do anything for money. You think that you're going to die with that money. We talking about generational wealth. We're generational wealth. That's cool and everything. But how you get that money? Or does it matter? Put it like this, nigga. I work hard and been working hard for years and continue to still work to leave generational wealth for my daughter and my godkids and all of them. But my daughter is set up. She fine. She'll be fine regardless. I can die broke today. She be fine. She be good. Her shit is set up. I got people that set up to make sure she good. She gonna be taken care of. Nigga, my will was make my life insurance is gonna make sure she good. The people that I chose that I said if something ever happened to me or my wife, she gonna be good. The people I got that will take care, she'll be fine. I ain't worry about that shit. I set it up already. But I don't give a fuck if I was... Nigga, listen, I don't live this luxury life. Niggas be acting like I live this life. No. I'm just like everybody else, nigga. I don't move... Listen, I don't move like that. If I had a whole bunch of money, you wouldn't know about it. Honestly, you wouldn't. Because I would live so fucking regular, you would just be like, oh, this nigga ain't got no money. You'll know if I got money or not. One minute I look like a bum on the street. Next minute I have all types of jewelry and shit on. Oh, that's fake. Okay. Yo, listen, man. I come from the streets, man. You don't let everybody know what your moves is and what you're about all the time. Or what you got. Mainly what you got. I'm old school nigga. I was raised by real OGs. I wasn't raised by these niggas that's faking that they OGs now. I was raised by niggas that was real OGs. Niggas that was really out there, really pushing weight. And it wasn't really about the like pushing weight and shit. It was about these niggas was bigger than like I was around OG niggas that they knew what they was doing fucked up, but they was trying to get out of it. They was trying to find a way. I knew an OG, the only reason this nigga was even still selling dope was because of some of the fact he had kids. And he knew a 9-to-5 wouldn't do it, and he had some ratchet ass baby mamas. That's why this nigga kept selling dope. But once he got found a way, got out of that shit, he got out of it. I had homies, big homies and shit, my OGs and shit that sold dope. His whole purpose of selling dope was to make sure his kids be good. Right? God damn it. I forgot to hit it. Alexa, go to YouTube. I had an OG that only sold drugs to keep his kids out of the streets, never to live that life that we was around. And he did all that shit, and he made it out, and he lost his son to this shit. And that broke that nigga. That broke that nigga. Broke my OG. I had my OG on the phone crying to me. My OG. Nigga, I looked at like a father figure. Breaking down to me like a fucking baby. Crying. Because he lost his first son to this shit that we used to do. So listen, I can't be no follower. You can't make me do some shit that I don't want to do. And I know it's wrong. I don't watch grown men cry. I don't watch people pain. I done seen mamas blame niggas that had nothing to do with that. But all the person kept saying was, all the mother she kept saying was, all his mother kept saying to us, y'all supposed to make sure nothing happened to him. Y'all used to always tell me that. But that particular day, we couldn't. My man was a loose cannon. We tried to protect that nigga. We know he wasn't really like that. His mama couldn't stop him from hanging around us. We kept telling this nigga, yo, you ain't really about this shit. But we ignorant, young, dumb. We letting them ride with us here and there. We out there high, liquored up, drunk, fucked up, smoking that shit, smoking that weed. We ain't using our right common sense half of the fucking time. Oh, I've been in those situations that's why I don't go to funerals no more. See the pain on people's faces, shit, and mothers and shit. That shit just bring me flashback of what happened to my man. Nah. That's why I don't glorify that. So when a former nigga from OBL talk about I glorify street shit, nigga, I don't glorify that shit. I tell you about the pain of that shit. Think I have cozy sleepless nights, nigga, but I sleep good. Nah. Fuck out of here, nigga. I think about that shit all the time. That shit don't leave you, bro. That ain't nothing to play with. That ain't some shit. When you see tragic shit like that all the time, and I seen it all the time. Listen, it was at one period for like a whole year. It was a nigga that I knew. Wasn't like the best friends in the world with the nigga, but we was cool from a distance. Cause niggas, you know niggas from other cliques and shit like that. It was a nigga I knew every week. It was a nigga that died that I knew for a whole year. For a whole year. You see this, you sink this nigga at the store. He dead next day. The next week, I just seen this nigga. Talking about Ray? I just seen Ray. Talking about Ty? I just seen Ty. Nigga dead. Nigga nobody ever tell me I glorify street shit, nigga. You never know the pain that I feel and think about. Shit ain't no game. Street shit ain't no game. I know these niggas, these rappers and shit that make it feel like this shit is a game. You see drug dealers, they listen, they only talking about the perks. When you see them with the jewelry and labs and they popping bottles and shit, that's the perks. Look at Young Thug right now. That's not the perks. That's the shit. And I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just saying, that is the shit of a lot of people's outcome. If he get life in jail, he's basically dead. Nobody give a fuck about Young Thug no more. He's like dead. You go to jail for life, nigga, you're done. So you dead to niggas. Niggas don't know you no more. All them niggas that was screaming, Young Thug, free Young Thug, nigga, they will forget you in about 6 months. These niggas on the internet make videos and talk about this nigga Young Thug trial. Damn, that shit went down the wrong pipe. And niggas talk about Young Thug and his trial and all this other shit is because it's entertaining. They're trying to get clicks and likes. But soon that nigga get convicted, they won't talk about that nigga no more. Hopefully he get a second chance in life. Well, a third chance, because he got a second chance to be a fucking rapper and a millionaire. But somehow he brung that street shit with him because it's so popular to be a street nigga, come from being a street nigga to a rapper and still rap that street life and act like you still part of that when you're not. You're a millionaire. Act like it. I heard it was one nigga from Louisiana, he like a conscious type of rapper nigga. Good dude. I think his name D1 or some shit. He talk real good shit. He had like ain't nothing positive about hip hop these days, and I get it, and I agree with a lot of shit that he says. But nigga, I don't listen to a lot of these niggas. But I understand the youth does. But I don't listen to a lot of these niggas. I listen to J. Cole. I listen to a lot of little young nigga shit. Like, but I'm just saying, you want me to listen to, I won't listen to none of these niggas' albums. I might fuck with a single here and there. But you talking about listening to a whole CD, nigga, I'm listening to J. Cole. That's who I listen to. Since King Von passed away, J. Cole, but I always fuck with J. Cole, but J. Cole is my favorite rapper, nigga. Right now, my favorite rapper. I listen to Jay. Oh, man. Fuck out of here. And like I said, I get what he was saying, but the problem with this is that at a certain point, none of our parents was very, back in our day was very, and I'm getting off subject a little bit, but none of our parents was very capable of controlling us back in the day. You get what I'm saying? So, at a certain point in life, a lot of this responsibility is on the people that listen to that shit. It's on the kids. They don't listen to OGs really like that no more. So, I'm an OG. I know this. They don't listen to a lot of niggas like me. So, and then you got niggas that's even older than me, you know, telling these niggas stupid shit and acting as stupid as they acting, trying to be young and doing stupid shit that these young kids do. Like, come on. You got Whack 100, Charleston White, but they speaking the truth. No, nigga, you acting like them young niggas. You speaking and talking like them. So why would they respect niggas? OGs. Why would they? I wouldn't. I don't respect these niggas, and they a little older than me. When I was growing up, nigga, I heard it's music out there too. It's like, yo, I've always been a deep thinker in a way, right? Like, I don't just listen to music. Yeah, you gotta catch me with the beat. But if you just on a fucking song just saying stupid shit and just, I ain't really fucking with that. Always been like that. You gotta catch me with the beat too, right? You gotta catch me with the beat, and then you gotta catch me with some type of chorus. You gotta catch me with shit. Like, the beat, then the chorus you gotta catch me with. I don't even give none of these niggas a chance. If the beat is fire and they come off and they trash, I straight turn it off. Cause now at this point, now I know that you don't take the craft seriously. So for some odd reason you thought this song was popping, nigga. And it ain't cause I got old ears, nigga. No, you don't take the craft seriously. You put this garbage shit out. But I always been that way. I was like that in the best era of hip hop. Some of that shit was trash to me. Listen, no disrespect to Nas. Every time I heard Nas back in the day, and click. Nas is a great rapper. His beat selection is trash. I told you, you gotta catch me on a beat. And if you got a trash beat, can you make that beat hot? He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it for me. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Nas. Respect him, one of the greats, but nah. Never was a fan of Nas. Never. Like, far as, you know, his music, never. No. That's why I like people talking about all his shit, you know, all his so-called classics albums. They wasn't classics to me. I can't listen to a whole Nas album. Maybe one. And people say, well, you know, you was young, you had young ears. No, nigga, I always been very mature with what I hear. And still to this day, if I listen to Nas now, I couldn't listen to that shit. This is what it is. I'm not saying Nas was the worst rapper. His beat selection was trash, bro. And then, you know, his flow a lot of the times wasn't riding with them beats. Nah, you know, listen, I'm a Baltimore nigga. We fuck with New York rappers. Okay? We fuck with the South and everybody else. Don't get us twisted. But our number one niggas that we fuck with that rap is New York niggas. And we like metaphors. We about metaphor. We about the niggas that know how to ride the beat, flow. We like the flow. Nas wasn't the flow. He don't flow on beats for me. This nigga, and then he way too political. I don't need to hear that shit all the time, bro. No disrespect. But let's move on.
1869, they lynched 20, 30 Italians because they were Italian. They lynched black folks. Black folks didn't climb up in the trees and lynch themselves. You know, people were angry and came and burned them out. Emmett Till did not do that to himself. That was done to him because somebody was angry because he overstepped in their mind what he was supposed to do as a black person. So you can't tell me it hasn't existed, doesn't exist. Yeah, we are trying to get it better, but stop trying to whitewash it, because every time they say we're going to take away black history, we're going to take away women's history, what do you think that says?
Look, we all know, we know that Nikki Haley is an incredibly smart, articulate woman. But every time she opens up her mouth when it comes to race or slavery, she opens it up to put her foot in it.
And why does she do that? Does that make
Because
her,
she's running in a party where being a woman of color, talking about race, is considered being a whiny, ungrateful to the United States for the opportunity it's given us and playing identity politics. Right. And so she then tiptoes around it, and every time she talks about it, she sounds a fool. And she particularly sounds a fool because she was the governor of South Carolina who removed the Confederate flag from the state capitol after 9 people.
First of all, she didn't remove shit. It was the black protesters from all over the country that came down there after that situation happened with Dylan Roof, that killed them 9 brothers and elders in that church down there in South Carolina. And we put pressure on that bitch. That's all it was. Because before that, she was talking about, oh, it's just a herd just down here, and I don't want to do nothing to do that. Until we came down that bitch after that shit happened. That was the only thing that happened. 9 black people had to die in the church, and this nigga, Dylan Roof, had to run in with the Confederate flags and all that shit that he was doing for her to understand that. She didn't do shit. She just, and she asked the Republicans that was in control of the state Senate and House to pass that. Because they was in control over the Democrats. You can't keep blaming Democrats for something that they don't have power to do. If the fucking Republicans there, you blame the Republicans if shit can't get passed. If the Democrats got the House and they want to pass some shit that's positive, and then the Senate that's ran by the Republicans don't want to pass that shit, it won't get passed. That's how that shit works. It's like that with any states and any Congress, the Congress in the United States and the federal government. And Congress. That's how that works. A lot of motherfuckers ain't educated on this shit, so they sit there, blame the Democrat, they ain't getting shit done. Black people do that shit. Nigga, you should have thought about that for who the fuck you was voting for in the States. It's just not all about, it's not all just about every 4 years or some shit you vote for the fucking president, nigga. Come on, man. And what about no, let's move on. Irritated now.
9 people, 9 black people were killed by a white supremacist at Mother Emanuel Church. And, you know, I saw the other day, so it strikes us quite differently when you hear a woman of color deny racism in American history. And it strikes differently because in April, I saw her post this really nice picture congratulating her daughter for marrying her son-in-law, who's African American. Mm-hmm. Well, before the Loving decision, her daughter would not have been able to marry her husband. Yeah. Her daughter would not have existed because Nikki Haley could not have married her white husband before 1967 in the Loving decision. So that's how racist this country's history has been.
Well, she really had to say.
That's why that is, and I love Anna Passion, but that's why for me, as a black person, I don't understand racist people. I just don't. I don't understand sellouts either. I mean, it's not that I don't understand them, like, or why they do stuff. I just don't understand the thought process. Like, how they come to a conclusion, like, what they're doing makes sense. Like, they're actually trying to help people. Like, I don't understand how they think that. And trying to ignore history and shit like that. That shit, it's just weird. And that's why I don't have patience and I don't tolerate that shit. It's just, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. Nikki Haley is a fucking racist. That just is what it is. I don't give a fuck if she Indian American. I don't give a fuck. She ain't the only one think like that that's Indian American. And they ain't, a lot of them ain't Indian Americans. A lot of them come from other country, foreigners, and they think the same shit about black people. and just as ignorant as she is. It is what it is, though.
Had to say it wasn't that complicated.
No.
She could have said, well, we were one of the countries in the world that had slavery, which was a racist policy, and we've come up somewhat a long way with a lot of people. It's gotten better. According to her, it's gotten better. But there was Jim Crow, there's Red.
That's why I tell people, you think about slavery time. You think about how that shit was. They created a law to make it okay. So when they say it was some good white people that didn't own slaves, well, they didn't fight back against slavery either. It was the law. They could have fought back, but they didn't. They didn't fight back against the law. It took Abraham Lincoln, give him some little props, but he still was a racist too. To the end, he wasn't fully, I guess. You get what I mean? Like, so they was like, oh, everybody didn't bring up shit like, oh, white people didn't own slaves, but they wasn't fighting against it. They didn't stand up. They didn't push a revolution. They weren't out on the street protesting with black people, even when the civil rights movement happened. You didn't see a whole bunch of white people out there. You know what? If you seen white people out there, a little spectacle of some of them was out there, right? Just a little teeny bit, teeny bit, 0.1, right? But the other part, if you did see white people out there, there was the police. It was regular racist white people out there, right? That thought they was law enforcement, right? Like you see now with what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. They was the same type of people that was back then. And they had rights to do what the fuck they did. That Ahmaud Arbery shit, they was doing that shit back then. And they got away with it. Or you seen them with the cameras. They was the media. Wait, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all understand every entity in this country, whatever job or occupation that you work, don't you know at a period of time back in the 60s, all those entities had systemic racism in it. And racist people ran those entities. Ran with the top people of that occupation. Where y'all think that they got watering black people down with water hose? Do you know why they started doing that? You know where they got that from? The fire department. Where do you think they got the water hose from? But you know what they won't tell you? Who created the fucking water hose? I know. Black people. A black man. We created a lot of shit they used against us and took from us. Stole. And then threw their name on it and pretend that they was the ones that created it. They did it all the time. That's why we don't get credit for a lot of shit. Think about it. When you see the Fat Joes and all these Latinos, and no disrespect to all of them, but you see these niggas, they sitting there, well, we was there when the hip-hop shit happened. You didn't create it. You was a part of it, but you didn't create it. You're not the creators. But you know why they do it? It's because of the simple fact the white man sends them to come say that bullshit. It ain't that they feelings hurt. They know they didn't create it. They ain't the pioneers of this shit. They ain't the pioneers of hip hop. We the pioneers. Our people created it. Ask yourselves. Name any Latino rapper that you would call a goat. that's a pioneer to rapping. None. And I love Big Pun. He was one of the greatest spitters I ever heard. Fuck out of here. R.I.P. to Pun. Love me. I love Pun. One of my favorite rappers. I fuck with Pun like that. He ain't no fucking pioneer. He ain't no GOAT. You can listen, first of all, nigga, you can't even mention, you can't put Big Pun in the same atmosphere as Eminem. And Eminem is better than Pun. Some people throw Eminem up there as the GOAT over Pun. But you'll never hear Eminem don't admit he's a visitor to this shit. He's not a pioneer. He never even say he a GOAT. Because he respects the culture. Now he said some shit back in the day I don't like. But we ain't gonna deny his skills. When you talk about Eminem, I don't give a fuck you don't put him in the top 5, but he at least top 10. He can out-rap your favorite rapper, your GOAT rapper. He can out-rap them motherfuckers. He got all the criteria. Your movement, he got that. That white boy, out of any white boy you ever, or any Latino, he has stamped himself as one of those motherfuckers that, one of the best that ever done it. That is a fact. So when I hear Latinos talking about, oh, we was there, I'm gonna fuck you was there, you didn't create it. Breakdancing didn't come from you. It came from us. You knew nothing about breakdancing, nigga. You act like you was the only niggas out there spraying shit on the wall, a graffiti artist. Stop. You niggas wasn't even, you ain't know nothing about gangbanging until we introduce you to it. I'm gonna tell everybody, you know who this is the props I get you know who the original gangbangers was in America? And people don't wanna give them their props. You know who it was? Was the Italians. They was the original gangbangers. The Italian mob, nigga. Original gangbangers. The motherfuckers don't want to talk about the Crips and Blood, man. Fuck out of here. The original gangbangers was the mafia. The Italian mafia. That's some history for your ass. Look it up. Google it, nigga. And tell me I'm lying. Black people wasn't the first gangbangers, nigga. It was the mafia. The Italian mafia. Fuck out of here. Let's move on.
Bro, there's redlining. There's a lot of segregation still going on in the country. She herself experienced racism as a kid, an Indian American. Her parents who came here, her father I think they said that he had to go to a black university in order to be accepted.
He had a PhD, and the only way he could, the only college that would accept him was.
But I mean, it's not that hard to say. Yes, the country did have a bad policy.
Basically, her daddy couldn't get a goddamn job in this country, or wherever the fuck they was at. He couldn't. The white people wouldn't hire him. That's basically what it was. The racist white people wouldn't hire him back then. You know where he went to go work? How he brought income in to Nikki Haley and all them? That shit came from black people. Didn't come from white folks. We supported them. Now I told you about her mother. The white people would not buy her her clothes. We bought it. So to see Nikki Haley saying and acting the way she acted and her anti-blackness towards us, it's disappointing But at the same time, bitch, who you think you are? You remember when Hillary Clinton was acting like, when Cat Williams said, like, bitch, who the fuck you think you are? Like, nigga, we fuck with your husband. We ain't fuck with you. Like, that's how I feel about Nikki Haley. Bitch, fuck you think you are? You should be kissing the motherfucking feet that black people walk on. You wouldn't even be where you at if it wasn't for our people. But you sit up there with them white cracker ass crackers and disrespect us.
Bad policy of racism.
But I think it's flat out
a government
racist.
Sanctioned policy.
Yes.
And let's not forget the indigenous people who we took the land
Yes.
from. I mean, to say it's not a racist country, it just shows you how craven she's become to appeal to her base.
But I reject the very question, is this a racist country? Because the implication is that everyone that lives here is racist. So that's why it's such a gotcha question, I think, for so many people. That's why they have to immediately say, we are not a racist country.
It's not hard for me to say that. America is a racist country. Still is. Let me tell you why. It's because of people like Nikki Haley, Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson, Stephen A. Smith, Kwame Brown, a whole bunch of them. Coons, sellouts. Those niggas don't act like that unless white people and Jason Whitlock dangling them. There's no reason for you to act like that. You act like that because you are cowards and you want money, and at the end of the day, it's about racism. That's why they spill the bullshit that they spill. Just because you see black people and other minority people spilling that fucking white hate, that anti-blackness, doesn't mean that it ain't a white man or a white woman behind them dangling them to say it, using them to do it. So racism exists. Even Nikki Haley, she's doing it because somebody, as a white man dangling money or whatever the reason that she doing it. Tim Scott, whoever. Fuck out of here. Racism exists right now. We are a racist country right now because you cannot have any, I don't give a fuck who you are, to sit there and pretend you don't want to talk about the history of this country. Right there, let me know you're a racist. The fuck you scared of? It's more embarrassing for black people to talk about the slavery shit. It's more hurtful to us than some, no disrespect to white kids. It's more hurtful to our kids than it is to them. They had some shit down in the South a while ago, a story where they were talking about they was having white kids selling black kids. Who does that? You ain't that motherfucking, listen, listen, you know why racist people exist in a way, right? They do the shit that they do. I say why they do what they do. It's because they are jealous. And a part of them are terrified that black people will turn around and get in power and do the same shit that they did. We ain't built like y'all. We ain't hateful like y'all. We ain't as jealous of y'all like that. We don't really care about you. Man, I did the show yesterday about Brandon Tatum talking about white people don't think about us. Black people don't think about you like that. Not like how you think. When we fight against some shit, we bring up racism, we talking about the racists. We ain't talking, if you ain't in that caliber, you should be on outside riding. Yeah, we don't like that shit either. Get these white racist motherfuckers out of here. They ain't our people. They ain't our people. Just like black people, we'll tell you about sellouts and coons. They don't represent us. They ain't our people. They don't represent us. We don't fuck with them. And that's what I need to see from white people that claim they good people, good white people. We don't fuck with them. They racist. And it just is what it is. And stop sugarcoating all this anti-Semitic, anti-black, or white supremacists. No, they are racist. I need white people just to come out and say, no, Nikki Haley or Trump, whoever, they just racist, man. They racist people, and we against that. And anybody that vote for Trump and fuck with him because he's a racist, we proved it already. We can break that shit down to you to show that you're racist. Anybody that fuck with him is a racist. That's just how that goes. It's not no pity patting around that shit. You don't get to do that as white people. You think it ain't hard for black people that America look at black people? If you black, they assuming because maybe the way you dress or maybe the way you talk, they think you're a gangbanger. Some nigga out here shooting and killing motherfuckers just because the way you dress and because of the color of your skin. You don't think that we don't think about that? We don't have that in the back of our head? So, and it's uncomfortable. So I want white people to be uncomfortable about their own people. That's racist. And denounce them motherfuckers and say, no, y'all not welcome to the motherfucking Christmas party or something. Y'all not invited, racist motherfuckers. We don't do that over here. We invite everybody. We don't do that shit. See, they the type of white people I fuck with. I don't fuck with white people that pretend that, you know, oh, we all good because I got a black friend. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I got a white friend. What that mean? What the fuck that mean? I got white friends. So what that mean? I got more black friends than I got white friends. So what that mean? Because I guarantee you, if you white, you probably got more white friends than you got black friends. Come on, stop it.
Racist country. The proper question is, do we have a racist history, and is that racism baked still within the very systems that still subjugate people?
Yeah, but that would mean that they'd have to actually answer the question.
About it. So, you know, there's no question that this country was founded on racism. I mean, it's in the Constitution that black people were considered 3/5 of a person.
That's right.
And so you can't.
First of all, they basically saying you're not a human being. You lesser than you lesser than an animal. They didn't even see our ancestors as, and some of them still to this day don't see black people as human beings. Lesser than animals. That's how they used to treat us. They used to treat us worse than animals. These motherfuckers will treat their dogs better than they'll treat a black person if they're full-blooded racist. Real talk. They hear a dog, you know, it basically crying for water or crying for food and shit like that. You ever see a cat, when a cat wants something, like my cat does this, right? My cat, he doesn't speak, right? But, you know, he does his meow and all of what he does, you know. And when he wants something, you know when he wants something. Like, I know. And they come meow, 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 meow. He wants something. I done seen outside cats that ain't getting fed. Nigga, all they do is meow, 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 meow. They do that shit because they hungry. So imagine black people, that's slaves, sitting there. We hungry. We like moaning of hunger. And they wouldn't feed us. And if they did feed us, they feed us to give us enough so we can go back out there and do the job. No, I mean, I'm sorry. Go back and do, it's not a fucking job. They give us back to go bid back slaves to build shit. They treated us lesser than an animal, man. And they still feel, a lot of racist people still feel that way. Not a lot, all of them. Think about it. When you are running into a current, that bitch is highly upset because you even in their presence. Think about that. Why is this black motherfucker or this Mexican or whoever it may be? Why are you in the opening? Why are you in this neighborhood doing anything? Motherfucker be working on a house and these motherfuckers is mad. This motherfucking nigger. Making all this noise. But if it was a white man up there, she wouldn't give a fuck. Come on, man. Racism exists. Like, just stop pretending. And the problem is, a lot of times when people get money and they live in a different atmosphere sometimes, they intentionally, believe it or not, because they're not going through that same shit that they might used to go through or seen, they intentionally block it out. I'm living good. Why nobody can do what I'm doing? Because you might be put in that situation for a reason, but you're fucking it up. It's only working for you, but how's it working for everybody? Well, I help a couple of people out, but you maybe need to go farther than that. You probably in that position for a reason to go even farther. But they can't understand that because they so disconnected from reality. That's why I say, man, I always tell you, I never want to be rich, bro. If this is what money and greed does to you, I don't want that shit. I don't want fame. I don't want none of that shit. And listen, but at the same time, if I was rich or I was famous and I got famous or rich, I would know how to handle that shit. I wouldn't change like that. I wouldn't lie about this. I quit my 9-to-5 job just like that. Right? You know what my job would be after that? Is to help people. That'll be my job. Not even a job, but it's what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to make my money, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to take care of people, help people, put people in positions to help others. That's what you're supposed to do when you make money. You get rich and famous. You don't sit there, there's bad people out. We all know it's bad people out here. You can't control how bad people going to behave. But what you can control is what you do. I still believe at the end of the day, in this country, it's more good people than it is bad. I just think the bitch niggas and the bad people are winning. That's it. Fuck motherfuckers are winning. Because they in the power.
You can't ignore that. But when you ask the question, is the party racist? Is the country racist? That implies everyone within it is.
So why can't you say some people
She shouldn't be able to jump out and say it. That's the part that I would say, even with voters, and Anna, you were alluding to pandering to the party. These are facts. These aren't debatable. She's doing a harder thing by tiptoeing around what's obvious to every other human being in the world, possibly in this country. I think that's what's inspiring, but if you stand for something, you would understand that's still an easy question to answer. Was this a racist country?
And Sarah is actually right. If you have principles and morals, you know what's wrong and right. I don't have to, like, what I see this, listen, it's not politicians just doing this at this point. That's why they have a responsibility of how they, what they say and how they interact and how they act, right? Because that shit trickles down to people's behavior, right? It's like a parent, right? So what I see on YouTube, I watch these, catch clips of these niggas and shit. They say, who raised these niggas, man? Like, y'all think this is cool? Like, that shit ain't cool. That shit is just pure ignorant entertainment. But you support it because somehow it, you know, like, you, listen. Like, I don't like to see people doing stupid shit, if that makes any sense. Right? And then maybe it's just me. People, it's just all fun. Man, I don't want to see that shit. Tell my wife all the time. She told me stupid shit. I don't want to see that shit. And it could be that I'm a little serious than I used to be, but I don't like to see people behaving stupid. Like, doing stupid, dumb shit. Like, some shit is just fun and it's hilarious, but some shit is just ignorant. So, you know right from wrong. Like, if you see these niggas on YouTube, they put shit up and they put this shit up. Oh, this is gonna get these niggas to come over here. I'm trying to get more views over here. So this is what I'm gonna do. And they put the most ignorant shit out. They talk about the most ignorant shit. All of a sudden, everybody pretending that they putting out real news. You not. If it is no message behind what you're putting out, it's irrelevant. To me, my opinion. People different from me. But that's what I see on the internet. And so when I see politicians doing the same shit the internet doing, it's like, yo, well, why are we voting for them? If they can't set a standards, then what? And then, okay, well, maybe the right wing was kind of right about these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers ain't to be trusted. Because they lying all the time. But then I see the right wing, they being hypocrites. They're talking about, you know, Democrats being, well, you don't see the Republicans doing the same thing? You don't see your candidate that you supported up there lying too? Because the one thing that I noticed that people do, they deny the truth. And they just make up shit and start lying. And making up a whole nother story that, like that's the truth. It's not. An opinion is sometimes just an opinion, bro. It's not the truth. Excuse me. It's not the fucking truth. We got to be better, man. People got to stop falling. Like, I see these niggas. And I get niggas all the time like, yo, Kenny, yo, if you just do this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for no clickbait, bro. If motherfuckers come fuck with me, they come fuck with me. If they don't, they don't. It just is what it is, bro. I don't have the patience. I'm not running my blood pressure up. I'm not working that hard to be famous or to get more people to come fuck with me. If my truth and real, you know, being real and my principles ain't enough for people, then it's just not enough. Go over there and do that. They more exciting. Okay, well, go over there. The whole time you getting lied to. They not being them real. They not being their real selves. You want somebody to keep lying to you and not being who they truly say they are? Okay, go over there, bro. That's the shit that you want. That let me know all about who you are as a subscriber. This is what it is.
Country, absolutely.
Is this a racist country?
No, she jumped to that. They said, "Is it?" She goes, "It was never. It was never a racist country." That's the important part, because from slavery to 100 years after, there were Jim Crow laws, the Loving decision, all these things. To answer that question would not throw any voter off.
And here's the problem too: from a purely strategy.
I'm with Sonny on that. That's not true. This whole notion that the truth matters to a lot of voters and people is not true. Because if that's the case, Donald Trump would not be in the lead right now in the Republican Party. Just factual shit. A lot of people People might get mad at me for saying this. A lot of black people wouldn't be mad at Joe Biden. Oh, he ain't doing nothing for us. Okay. Well, you already knew that. So get your ass out there and vote for him again. You already knew that when you voted for him. You really thought he was going to change? Now, he may have changed a little something, but didn't change like you thought he was, right? But I told you that. Because at heart, he's a corporate Democrat. He's going to do what the corporate people that donate the big bucks to him. You had a nigga in there that had small money that came from the people. And you didn't want that. You didn't want that Jewish dude. You didn't want that old white guy. Because he didn't connect to black people. How did Joe Biden do? Because he told Charlemagne the God, he went on the Breakfast Club, and he told Charlemagne the God, hey, you know, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. That made more sense to y'all to go vote for this motherfucker. Oh, Bernie had a just as much chance to beat Trump than Biden did. But y'all chose to go with the corporations. The corporations put Biden there, not the people. But then at the end of the day, you did put Biden there, the people. So don't bitch and complain about what he didn't do, black people. I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. Let's move on.
Really strategy standpoint, the racists in the Republican Party, which I think is a small minority, I reject that the majority of the party is racist. They will never.
Well, of course you is. You are a former Trump supporter. And to you, seeing that he went way too far for you, but you was okay with everything else. Because you are no different than Trump. You was an opportunist. You was a coward, just like the rest of the Republican Party. And now you want to come out and you want to stand like you about that. You're not a good person, either. And now you're trying to sit out here and pretend that somehow, some way, that, the whole Republican Party is not racist. Yes, they are. You are a racist. You are a racist. You might be a rehabilitated, trying to rehabilitate yourself from not being a racist Republican. Okay, cool. I can maybe say that, but you are a racist. And you still believe in that nonsense shit that they believe in, some of that shit. The fuck out of here. Of course you gonna come out and defend Nikki Haley, a racist. And they act like it's a difference. It's not. She doesn't stand up to Trump. She doesn't stand up against those racist people that vote for her or the racist people that follow and fuck with Trump. The fuck out of here. The whole party, the Republican Party, and people like this chick, she need to understand. Anybody that fucks with the Republican Party right now, they are MAGA. If you do any business or support anything that Trump does, you are MAGA. So that means you are a racist. Sorry to tell you that. It may not mean any sense to you because you be like, no, you can't group us all like that. Yes, I can. I don't give a fuck about certain policies that you like that he has or the Republican Party has. They are a racist party. All that matters. All that policy shit means nothing to me. If it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. They accept racists. Their base is racist. They're trying to get racist voters. Facts. You admitted it. You know that. So stop it. They put this woman on here because she's supposed to be a rehabilitated Trump supporter. Or racist. But she's still a racist. She's still a bigot. And people are trying to pretend that she's not. Because she even gonna talk about she's not white. Bitch, your whole life, you can look at yourself. And just like Nikki Haley, your whole life, you've been trying to fight to look white. Nobody would even have thought that you was that. Because you, your whole life, tried to look something else other than your ethnicity, your race. Stop it. Let's move on.
They will never be with Nikki Haley. She is a woman of color. They're not going to support me. I'm an Arab American. Like, they're not going to be with you. Don't pander to them. But again, have that moral courage that we saw with John
See how
McCain.
she thought? I'm an Arab American. What that mean? I know plenty of racist ass Arab Americans or Arab people. They ain't even got to be from this country. I know some Arabs that ain't from this country, and I know they racist against black people. Fuck out of here. What that mean? They don't like you. Your own people don't like you. The fuck is you talking about? Some of your people, I ain't gonna say all, some of them don't like you. Your government don't like your ass, I guarantee you that. I'm urban American. What that mean? I mean, because and that was crazy. I ain't never heard her say that. She was an urban American. Whole time, this bitch, I'm just a Republican. Never heard that. Oh, say now race, like you, see, never mind.
John McCain, when somebody came to him and espoused conspiracy theories about Obama's upbringing, say, I reject that, that's wrong, lead, don't follow.
They haven't done, not one of them
we
has
need,
done
we
it.
need that, and that just feels like it doesn't exist in
The
this
minute they do that, they're out of the party. Look what happened to Chris Christie.
I don't think so. 50% of people want something other than Trump, and most of the party is not racist.
Well, I know a lot of Republicans, and I have a lot of Republican friends, and so I know that not everybody no one wants to be painted with a big brush. We are all individuals, and that's how you have to meet us. You have to meet us and know and get to know who we are to figure out what we're thinking.
Trash. Trash. Come on, people. Let me find this clip. Because I want y'all to hear this shit. Let me find this clip. So I can tell you how America really is. Let me find this clip. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me find this clip. It might be this one. Yeah, it is. It's this one. How ignorant white people, how ignorant the racist people are, and they try to pretend like they smart, but they really not. Now let me tell you how ignorant Trump supporters is, and this is why people like that try to pretend. And sometimes when you don't listen to this shit or pay attention to it, and because you got some friends or whatever, and they don't think that way, that doesn't mean that it's not shit outside of your bubble is not what's going on. You feel me? I need y'all to hear this. This is Trump supporters. This is how the Republican Party really thinks. Some of them don't speak as ignorant and straight shooting as this because some of them are intelligent, but some of them are just ignorant and stupid like this. They say stupid shit like this, honestly. Like Nikki Haley placate to these stupid people. So she says ignorant shit. So she's not no different than these ignorant motherfuckers to me. But let's listen to this. We're on the show with this.
You know, people are always accusing Trump supporters of being violent or racist, but we're here at this Trump rally, and I just don't see it.
We're trying to change what our children think in the schools.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to get back like it was in the 60s.
Before all the civil rights stuff?
Before all the civil rights stuff.
So you would like to see things go back to before the civil rights movement?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, where people have their freedom in this country.
Well, certain groups.
Listen, mind you, he says before people had their freedoms. I mean, so when people had their freedoms, who? He's not talking about black people. He's talking about racist white people. Listen, listen. As a black person, I wouldn't want to go back to the 60s, to the civil rights era. Why would I want to go back there? That shit doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any. Let's move on. Let's move on, man.
Certain groups didn't have as much at the time, right?
Right.
Are you pro-slavery or against slavery? I have no comment, but thank you for the interview. I'll give you one more chance. Pro or anti-slavery? No comment. I'll give you one more opportunity to say if you're pro or anti-slavery. No comment. All right, well, there you have it.
Because they can't say it, because they racist. And listen, this motherfucker's carrying around a Confederate flag. You ain't got to even say it. To me, I already know you're racist. I see any white person with a Confederate flag, you racist to me. I see a black person with a Confederate flag. Nigga, the fuck wrong with you? So you was okay without people being enslaved? That's how I look at that shit. Or any other minority that waved that shit. You ain't got to say that you know, anti-slavery or not. I already know you for slavery. No comment. He a racist that want to be out there, but then he want to still play it safe because he may got to run into some black people. It may cost him his livelihood. Man, get the fuck out of here. Stand on your shit. You're a racist, be a racist, nigga. But listen, I know you're a racist because for you not to answer the question, it's not hard to answer that. I'm against slavery, period. If I'm these racist motherfuckers, if I'm trying to hide it, I'm against slavery, period. Wink, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't even do the wink. I'm against slavery, period. And I still be probably, with slavery. But they so ignorant and stupid, they can't help themselves. They hateful, they hate and their jealousy and envy for black people. They can't help it now at this point. Trump made it cool to be racist. I keep telling people that. He's okay with the stupid people coming out. The stupid people are comfortable being stupid. You gonna hear it. Let's move on.
Well, there you have it.
Well, the Civil War was something that no one could do anything about because the whites, quote unquote, whites from the South are not the only ones that had slaves, okay? Slaves are all over the world.
The Republican Party's voter base has always shown a very concerning amount.
First of all, you white devilish bitch. That has nothing to do with America. I don't give a fuck. Aren't we always, like you say, we the greatest country in the world? We the leaders, right, of the world, right? We wasn't even the first country that abolished slavery. Think about that, you white devilish bitch. And so don't throw in my fucking face about, about we wasn't the only country that had slavery. So the fuck what? What that supposed to mean? That supposed to make it better for black Americans? That it was other people in the country, other people in the world that had slaves too that looked like y'all. That supposed to make us feel better? Huh, bitch? You white devilish old wrinkled bitch. I told you, they are not that bright. But the crazy shit about it, I respect that more, of them being straight up racist. You trying to downplay some shit. Oh, we weren't the only country. So, what that mean? They're supposed to change how black people now and our ancestors, how they supposed to feel about that, because this wasn't the only country that they was getting enslaved. The fuck that means? What the fuck do that means, my people? We shouldn't think that serious. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't be feeling that bad about it, because it was other people out there being enslaved in other countries. So we shouldn't feel bad about it. We shouldn't, like, it's not a big deal. We shouldn't feel like it's a big deal because other countries was doing it. What? Bitch, how about if it was your people? Let's reverse it. Would you say the same shit? No, you wouldn't. And still to this day, and if black people still treated you like second-class citizens, you will have a fucking problem with that, bitch. All these fucking I told you. So, like, when I hear Nikki Haley and them people be talking about, well, racism doesn't exist, listen to Trump supporters. Listen to them. They ignorant as fuck. They downplay slavery. Well, other countries did it, so, I mean, what was the big deal? Let the roles reverse around, and then tell me, how would you feel then, bitch? You racist white piece of shit.
Concerning amount of respect for the monsters who went to war and lost so that they could continue to subjugate and torture generations of people just because of the color of their skin. And the rise of Trump has only encouraged these people to be more vocal about how they want to whitewash our country's dark history that can't be ignored.
Do you think there's a direct effect from slavery to how black Americans are able to live today?
No, I don't. They have a chance to learn. They live in the best country in the world. If they...
That's a strong enough racist for you. Bitch say, no, they have a chance to learn. What? That's like black people saying, just imagine if the roles was reversed and we was the motherfuckers that enslaved them. And we say, no, man, they got a chance to learn, man. You know what I mean? Our ancestors did what they did, but you know, hey, they got a chance to learn. Would that feel good? Would that make sense to you, you stupid ass racist? Learn about what? How racist you motherfuckers are? Or how y'all used to be and how y'all still are? This bitch is a straight up racist. She said, no, that don't have an effect on black. How you know? Have you ever been black? No, bitch. Have your ancestors ever been slaves in this country? No, bitch. You've been your whole life with white privilege, and that's why you say it. You've been a racist all your life, and it been okay. Whatever this bitch was, wherever she worked, they should have fired this bitch. She should never get a job or people buy shit from her company. You got to make example of racist people. I'm sorry. Financially, because it seemed like at the end of the day, that's all they care about. Money and power. Take them out of power, because if you take their money away, they ain't got no power. Let's just be real. But hold on, let's listen to this ignorant white racist bitch.
If they open their eyes and listen, instead of just focusing on their little area and people that they hang out with, they would learn a lot. There's so many people living off of the government.
Bitch said our people, if we just get out our little space that we in with our little people who we deal with and listen to who? You racist white bitch? That's how a racist think. This woman is a full-blooded racist, and she's telling you how they think. Respect it, though, because let me know that, bitch, I would never do anything with you. Ever. I wouldn't speak to you. I wouldn't. Listen, you can't respect people like that. I mean, you can't respect people like this. Come on. If we just shut up and listen and open our ears up and listen to racist shit, then we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be good old Negroes. We'll be fine in the world. If we just do what they tell us to do, we'll be fine. So, what she's saying to us is that, to me, this is what I'm perceiving, right? Martin Luther King should have did that, shouldn't he? That's what I'd ask the bitch. Little racist white bitch. That's what I'd have asked her. I'd have said, so is it okay? Okay, if you're saying that, shouldn't Martin Luther King have just shut up and listen and get out his little circle and listen to you racist white motherfuckers? And nothing would have happened. We just would have just carry on. Y'all can continue to not give us rights. You ignorant, stupid, white trailer trash. I don't give a fuck how much money, if she wealthy or not. This bitch is trash. Trailer trash.
Government handouts. And that is not that much farther away from slavery. When they were a slave, they were given housing, food, clothing.
The bitch said that government handouts is like slavery. Wow. You can't get no racist than that. Can't get no racist than that. Government handouts was like slavery. What? But racism doesn't exist in this country. Nikki Haley. You got this racist white bitch that probably will vote for you and vote for Trump. Well, I know she's going to vote for Trump. May vote for you if Trump ain't on the ballot. She going to vote for you because you suck dick for Trump. Kiss his ass even though he talked badly about you, but you still ride with him. But anyway. the way he disrespects you. But you know, you don't have no character. You ain't, you know, you don't have no motherfucking morals and respect for yourself. So of course it ain't shocking that Trump doesn't. But she compared that to slavery. Government handouts. Did she ever think about the government handouts that come out to the rich? Is that slavery? Well, what's the difference? Because they rich and the people that's getting government handouts because they've been mistreated and got opportunities. So that's like slavery for them, or is it slavery for the rich too? Because they get government handouts too. She's the type of person that don't want to pay taxes, but don't want to help the community. She only want to help herself. And if she does want to help the community, she only want to help her own. That's not how the government work, you ignorant bitch. But she compared government handouts to slavery. Wow. So what we dealing with in 2024? This bitch ain't talking like she's back in the day in the 60s. So when Nikki Haley talking that bullshit, bitch, we got a bitch that's talking this segregation, slavery shit of enslaving black people. We should be grateful type shit. This is racist shit. Fuck, I'm grateful for what? Fuck wrong with you? Let's move on.
Clothing, medical care.
Hold on, let me go back.
The people asked them to work. Yes,
let me go back.
They would learn a lot. There's so many.
Let me go back because I want y'all to hear that this bitch tried to justify slavery. Try to rewrite history. She's basically already telling you what the slave owners actually did some good shit for slaves. Let's move on.
There's so many people living off of the government handouts, and that is not that much farther away from slavery. When they were a slave, they were given housing, food, clothing, medical care. The people asked them to work. Yes, there were landowners that were violent and mean to some of them, but there were others that were humanistic.
Time out, bitch. I need to hear that again. I need to hear it again.
From slavery. When they were a slave, they were given housing, food, clothing, medical care. The people asked them to work. Yes, there were
She said that the people asked her to work. What people? This bitch act like we just came over on a boat and they asked us to work. They gave us clothes and all this other stuff. Are you serious? This is somebody's grandmother, man. It's somebody's mama and grandmother, great aunt, somebody. Ain't nobody sit this bitch down and tell her that she's delusional. She's bipolar. Something wrong with this bitch. She's mentally ill. Nobody in the family grab this bitch. What are you talking about, bitch? That somehow they clothed us. They did all this shit for us. We just came over here to work. Listen to me, lady. If that's the case, that we came over here to work, right? On your bullshit. Well, what you just said about handouts don't compare to it. So, that don't compare to slaves. Because the slaves worked and then what they did, the handouts, that means people don't work. So your shit doesn't make any sense, you stupid bitch. That's number one. Then number two, bitch, do you understand that black people did not come over here and was willing to work? Our idea, we thought that we was coming over here to have a better life and be better and do better in our life. Yeah, of course we did that. I mean, of course we wanted that, and we got bamboozled. But when we got on that slave ship, that shit changed, bitch. That wasn't the reality of what you talking about. That wasn't the reality of our ancestors, bitch. What are you talking about? They fed us, they clothed us. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We built and created shit over in this country, and we got no props for it. Still to this day. We gotta push that agenda. Nigga, no, we created that. We did that. We gotta do that because people like you won't acknowledge that. You think you the gods. You're the children of gods. You really truly think that your God is white. And the crazy part about it, I don't know if God black or white, but from your Bible, from what you say your Christianity may be, your God not white. Your God look like somebody like Nikki Haley or something. Or look like me. For a skin complexion, his skin complexion is about my skin complexion. The fuck are you talking about, bitch? These people are ignorant. This is racist. Telling you. Black people, it wasn't that bad for our ancestors to be slaves. They forgot about the hanging, didn't they? They forgot about the raping. They raped our people, woman. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, we just came over here, we got some work, they clothed us, but they raped our motherfucking women and shit. They raped men. And y'all bitching complain about homosexuality. You mad at the gays, but your ancestors, your people that you look up to, was okay of raping another man. You against sex trafficking. You against pedophile. They was raping children. They was raping women. They was trafficking women. But you glorify your forefathers and the people that own slaves. What the fuck wrong with you, bitch? It ain't nothing good about slavery. Nothing good about slave owners. You can't make nothing good about them. What's good? Let's move on.
And are landowners that were violent and mean to some of them, but there were others that were humanistic.
Not only is this woman the product of our failure of an education system, but
when was any slave owner humanistic without a reason or why they was, humanistic or what she said? That shit don't even make no sense. That bitch is making up words. What the fuck? Anyway, let's move. This is the problem with the education system, period. But this is the problem with racists. They make up shit. Shit that didn't exist to feed their insecurities. There's no way impossible this woman think this shit if she's a good human being. Or she actually give a fuck about others. It's impossible. But let's move on.
System, but she and people like her vote in every election they can based on these lies. actively playing a role in pushing the country further to the right wing by backing candidates who share the same goals.
And then we had a civil war. What do you think caused our civil war?
Sin, I suppose, you know. If there was something evil, mankind is hard on each other, man.
Well, that's one way to completely detach yourself from the horrors.
And that's the thing. I told you that's what a lot of religious people do. They try to detach them shits themselves from reality. They try to live in this pretend reality that they live in. Just evil people. Take no credibility, no responsibility of their behavior. Like they'd have nothing. They're just evil people out there. Nah, man, we listen. Yes, it's evil people out there, man, but we have a responsibility as human beings to stand up for shit and go against that shit and fight against that. Fight against the evil. If you believe in God the way you do, we're supposed to fight against the evil and be willing to die for it. But you cowards. The fuck out of here.
Horrors of chattel slavery and posture as a moral person.
What do you think is the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War?
Well, I think the Democrats are pushing the race issue extremely far. I had a black man at my door the other day. I don't have an issue with race, but they're making it such a big issue. They're making it, just even with this Claudia Gay, that she was asked to resign from this college in Harvard. It's not a race issue, but they're making it that, and I don't agree with that.
What about the Civil War in the 1800s? What do you think was the cause of that?
Yeah, that was slavery, wasn't it?
Then, there are people like this woman who know that slavery caused the Civil War, yet still, somehow, have an issue with talking about race in America today. Then you have these folks.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
Well, I want to stop there before you ask that. Before you answer it. Because he ain't. Because he can't. Because he's stupid. You had this woman said there and said, yeah, it was a Civil War. That was the first thing it was slavery. So, the first thing he asked her, what you think what the Civil Wars were? And this bitch go off on some shit of talking about Democrats. But basically black people. They making this about a race issue. But bitch, that's what the Civil War was about. What are you talking about? They making it about race. Nobody asked you about now. We asked you about what this. He asked you what was the reason for the Civil War? You can't answer because you know that you standing on the wrong side of history. Still to this day, these racist ass white people and some of these coon ass and minority people standing on the wrong side of history. They already know that, but they trying to sit there and placate and deflect from what the question is. It shouldn't be that hard to answer. But it makes them look bad because when they admit it, they know they on the wrong side. You with a party that accepts racism. That's the whole point. That's why it's hard for them to answer it. A lot of these people ain't that dumb. They know better. They ain't that stupid. They know better. But they can't do it because their racism won't allow them to. But let's move on. This stupid motherfucker, he can't answer the question. And he might know, but he can't answer it because it may make him look bad to his friends and shit that actually believe in racism. Let's listen to this idiot.
I don't know.
What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War?
Let's go back.
What?
The Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s.
What was the cause of the Civil War?
Let's go back.
Yeah, that was slavery, wasn't it?
Then, there are people like this woman who know that slavery caused the Civil War, yet still, somehow, have an issue with talking about race in America today. Then you have these folks.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
What would you say is the
I told
cause?
you Trump supporters, they ain't that dumb. But some of them are dumb. How you don't know what the Civil War... Unless you choose to be in an environment to be ignorant at this point in life in 2024, then you just stupid. But I don't think a lot of these Trump supporters is that ignorant. They just don't want to answer the question because it doesn't fit their narrative. They know why the Civil War happened. That's why they waved the Confederate flags. That's why they okay with it. They know why the Civil War happened. They pretend to, a lot of them pretend to be stupid. Some of them are stupid, but some of them pretend that they're stupid. It's like Nikki Haley pretend that she's so stupid. Come on, man. Let's move on.
Is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War? They mostly, I'm thinking of the first war when we became Americans.
What do you think caused the Civil War?
Time out. She said that was the first Civil War when we became Americans. Listen, time out. Even if you thought that, but you know that you took somebody's land, your ancestors took somebody's land, they still proud of that. They still proud of taking somebody's land. And then you took somebody's land, and then you took some black people, bamboozled them to come to a country where they built the country literally. You did nothing. And then when we came up with certain shit and things, you stole it and pretended, your ancestors pretended like it was their creation. And you're proud of that. That's what I would ask white people, regardless if you're good or bad. You're proud of that? How you proud of that? I ain't proud of no white person stealing some shit from me or my people, my ideas, my creation. And why would white people be okay with... Wow. This is 2024. We're not talking about some ignorant ass black people from the 60s and the 70s and the 50s. I mean, white people. Right? We're not talking about them. We're talking about people that's right now in 2024 just as ignorant as these motherfuckers. They proud of this shit. They proud that their ancestors was frauds. Because that's basically what their ancestors were. Frauds. And basically that's why they support Trump. Because he's a fraud. He steals everything. He's a scam artist. He don't work hard for shit. He steals. Trump ain't worked hard for nothing in his life. He was given money from his daddy, his racist daddy at that. He was at a Klan rally. His daddy got arrested at a Klan rally of abusing black folks. This shit is sad. They can't... Let's move on, man.
It's probably the division of states and the people.
Over what?
Well, right now they're trying to take the people's right to vote away. I mean, if you're in Colorado...
It wasn't trying to take the people's right away, motherfucker. Damn you, stupid. And or if you trying to play stupid, you're just stupid. Really, that's what the Civil War was about? Trying to take who rights away? Was it white people or black people? Who rights? Because black people didn't have no rights. So, who rights are you talking about? Yeah, ignorant. If I had hate in my heart for white people, I would hate white people. So when I see some black people that say they don't like black people, they don't like white people, they hate white people, I'm not that shocked. I disagree, but I'm not shocked about that shit. Because this is the reason why. This is why you maybe have some black people that actually hate white folks. You turn, even though black people, even though if they hate white people, they can't be racist because they don't got no fucking power. But for white people, some white people that sit out here and pretend they don't know what the fucking Civil War was about, it's like, yo, what? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Shout out to HD in the building. What up, HD? Yeah, listen, it's people in this country dumb as a motherfucker. It ain't just white people. It's black folks. There's some black folks that's ignorant as shit too. They will sit there and allow these stupid ass white people to say this dumb ass shit like it's factual. It's not. Are you serious? It's crazy. We in 2024 and it's stupid old white people and young too that was raised to be stupid and racist that will sit here and tell you they act like they don't know what the Civil War was. Man, please, man. Like I said, I'm gonna put it like this. If you don't believe in science, then why the fuck you want technology? Why are you using technology? Why are you using social media to speak your nonsense if you don't believe in it? Because that's all science too. It took a very intelligent people that had science type of skills to create social media. So why you want it then? Ignorant motherfuckers. You don't even know what you... Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
And I think Trump probably actually won Colorado, whether it says it on paper or not. Like I said, I watched a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of voter fraud, a lot of... When you can't control all the write-in ballots and stuff like that, so, the sad part about it is Trump actually told us before this even happened, this is what they were going to do, and they did it.
They say,
I'm telling y'all, they looking for white power. They're looking for Trump to say it's okay to discriminate against anybody you want to because it's your right to. That's all it is. When you hear these stupid Trump supporters, this is basically what they're trying to tell you. They know this shit doesn't make any sense. They don't care. Because, listen, if Trump going to give us back our white power, our racist white power, we don't give a fuck about black people, minorities, and others. We don't care. As long as we can get back to saying and doing what we want to do to blacks and minorities and to others. That's why they was okay. They praised that they take women rights away. They didn't give a fuck that should affect white women. They don't give a fuck. Because they was in control of white women back in the day. Bitch, you gonna have this baby. I'm gonna rape you and I'm gonna take... They was raping their own women. They don't tell you that story, do they? They don't tell you they was raping their own women. They never tell you that. Why do you think a lot of the times that that white women are infatuated by black men? It ain't just the penis size. They want to get with the other side because it was a period of time in black culture, right? Certain parts where black men treated black women like queens. Right? Some of us was very male chauvinist. Not gonna lie about that. But we put our women on pedestals. They want to get with black men, not just because of the dick, but they want to get with black men because they don't like how white men treat them. Still to this day, they don't. Especially the fucking male chauvinist ones. The problem with white women, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, is that they whiteness matters to them. They not taking a white skin and using it in the way to where they should be with that black man. And then they might run into a black man that's a male chauvinist, and that may fuck them up too. Like I said, this shit is generational fucked up when it comes to sexism and racism. This shit been fucking our country up for a long time. That's why it's easy for white women to accuse black men of taking or raping them. Let me just explain something to you. With black men, I'm not saying we don't have people that does that shit, but it's very rare that we take something from a white woman. We know better. Our mamas tell us that at an early age. Don't be all there fucking with them white girls. We too stupid and ignorant because that white girl make us feel good. Not like a black woman, because a black woman challenge you. Black women put you on, she gotta, she come after you a certain type of way. And black men don't like that. Because we've been male chauvinists too. We've been learning from the best from white men. So we treat women the way we treat them. Don't think that because you see rap music, all that shit, how the young black man treat black women and treat women and shit like that, that's just some shit that that's what we do. No, nigga, we learned that. That ain't come from just in our homes. Nigga, that's just generational. White men treat their women like shit too. Don't ever get that shit twisted. And they still do to this day. A lot of the bad behaviors that you see black people do, we learned that from white people. We don't have no culture. We only got white racist people culture. Just trying to tell y'all. You see the rappers out here acting stupid and fucked up and all that? That's white racist culture. They told us that's acceptable. But only we can do it to our own. We can't do it to theirs. This is shit that they taught us. Because we don't have no culture. They stripped us from our culture. From Africa. That's why I'm not hard on my black people. Because I know why a lot of us do it. It's systemic racism. We have learned from the white supremacists how to treat our women. Disrespect our women. And that's how you gotta do it. And even our women, how they supposed to act and what they supposed to do, act sexually. Motherfuckers acting like, you see Cardi B and all them acting all sexual and shit. You acting like they was the first females that was acting like that? Fuck no. Marilyn Monroe was a hoe. She was doing it way before Cardi B. Nobody calls her a hoe, though. This bitch was fucking the president on the side. Came up into the White House singing to him. What? Nobody talk about that, though. Let's move on.
Our democracy or our republic's a one generation away from being lost, you know? And if we don't stand for this, the dike's open, man. The waters are flowing.
In what ways?
In, like, our rights and how we manage our everyday living with folks, you know? Like when you see shootings in this country, something's wrong, you know?
Yeah. And what does election...
Y'all are the fucking white devils that go around and do mass shootings. Y'all make it okay and cool to do when you don't like something. Y'all did that. You can talk about the black on black crime. We do that to amongst each other. Y'all enjoy that. But y'all the motherfuckers that go out and kill innocent people in other communities. That's shit that y'all do. That ain't black people shit. That's y'all shit. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. They talk about domestic terrorism. They get mad because the FBI tell them the most dangerous number one people in America that's domestic terrorists is white supremacists. They always been that. But then when we had the 9/11 shit, they wanted to blame all the Muslims. You can't blame them now. When the last time a Muslim terrorist happened? I'll wait. They even had black people think that. Oh, domestic terrorists in this country is Muslims. So we go sign up for the military. My brother did it. So I know. That's what that nigga thought. He told me. Said I regretted it. To this day he regret that shit. That shit haunts him. This government lied to my brother. This country lied to him. And then when he came home, they didn't want to help him. Who you think helped him? I did. My dad did. The fuck out of here. They don't help the motherfucking veterans. The fuck out of here. This country don't help him. All the shit we was fighting for, nigga. Fuck out of here for my brother. My brother lost his damn mind over there. Nigga told me he killed kids and shit. That's what fucked him up. Innocent kids. Because they were telling them everybody over there is a threat, even the children. Even the partly they was right about it. They were sending kids on suicide bombing, but he was killing innocent kids. And he knew it. That's what broke my motherfucking brother. My blood brother. What the fuck out of here, man. But I supposed to trust this country. Yeah. I don't trust this country for shit. I don't feel patriotic. I don't feel American. I don't feel none of that shit. My country lied to me. Lied to people I love. And then we in 2024 and motherfuckers are still being racist and pretending that racism doesn't exist. And you trying to tell me though I'm better off than I was before. Nigga, I received racism back in the 90s. I'm telling you. It wasn't like this. And listen, and maybe it's because I was segregated. But the shit that I'm hearing now from a lot of white folks, I can't fuck with that. Because I ain't never heard this shit. Unless I was outside of my segregated community. Fuck out of here.
does electing Donald Trump, in regards to what you just said, how does that change things?
Very traditional with the old ways, you know? Like, it's the ideals of the common constitution, you know? The things that have worked in the past. We need to keep the wheels greased up.
When you hear...
It doesn't work like that, idiot. Let me just say this. Call the stupid Trump supporters. And I'm going to leave this as this. Because I'm done with this dumb shit. Let me say this. We only supposed to learn from the past. We doesn't supposed to, like, keep the past going. Some shit is good to, from the past, you know, to keep. But we don't supposed to be keeping the past, like it, bringing the past back into the future, or the policies or whatever, to make it seem like, you know, oh, the past was all good. It wasn't. Why the fuck would we want to represent the past? The past was horrible. Listen, let me just say this. My childhood was horrible. Why would I want to relive my childhood or let my child grow up in my childhood? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? It's my fucking daughter. Why would I want her teach her about my past? Well, not teach her, but I don't mind teaching her about the past. Why would I want her to think that the past was all good? There was nothing good in the past. I had some good times here and there, but my past was horrible. The past was horrible. I don't give a fuck if you white, black, or whatever you are. The past was horrible. You know why? Because everybody didn't get treated equally. Nowhere. Just imagine, you reverse it. If white people was slaves and we was mistreating them, I would never say, we need to go back to the past where shit used to be in the 60s and 70s. Why would I say that? When I know that y'all had it hard back then. And y'all past, I know this for a fact. There's nothing good about the past. You can point out some things and be like, oh yeah, that was a good thing. I like that. Yeah, we need to keep that. That's okay. But when you start talking about, hey, no, we need to go back to how shit used to be, or where black people didn't have no say. What? So you okay with being a racist? And like I said, you flip that shit, and if black people was the one that did it to you, would you be okay with it then? Would you be okay with black people enslaving? We saying, man, we need to go back to where we used to enslave white people. Well, we dominated them. They ain't had no say like that. These motherfuckers talk too much. Fuck out of here, man. Black people rule. Nigga, fuck wrong with them. You be okay with that? No, you would not be. So stop saying that shit. It's insulting. It's disrespectful. It's insulting. And it sounds ignorant. Racist white people. Because that's what you sound like. A bunch of racist ass white folks. I got taught a lot of shit back in the day from my ancestors. I don't do everything that they tell me that I should do now. Because I know that that shit doesn't work. I love Martin Luther King. But nigga, I am not a nigga that, hey, turn the other cheek nigga. I'm not that guy. But I still love Martin. I got respect for him. But everything back then, that shit was credible. It was okay back then to do. But not now. I can't be that guy. They fought for me not to be him. To think that way. Put it like that. What is wrong with you, racist white people? What's wrong with you? And then you try to say that, oh, I'm not racist though. What? If I still tell gangbangers it's okay to gangbang because I understand where they're coming from, then they should gangbang, right? Because it ain't really nothing wrong with it because I understand it. Means nothing, motherfucker. That mean I endorse gangbanging. Because I understand it. It's the most stupidest shit ever. Because I understand where they come from doesn't mean I endorse that shit. That shit ain't okay. Niggas gangbanging and shooting and killing other people and committing crimes and hurting others. It doesn't. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all Trump supporters? You just stupid as shit. Listen, I've been here 42 years in my lifetime. I ain't never seen all these stupid ass people in my life. And I grew up in partly segregation. I grew up in racism. I grew up in gangbanging and shooting and killing unarmed black people. I grew up in black people killing each other. I grew up in all that shit, violence. But I ain't never seen this type of stupidity ever. And I didn't even understand racism back then like I understand it now. This shit is stupid. We're talking about grown ass people talking about it's okay to go back to being racist. So I should go back to being a gangbanger then. If that makes sense to you, or you okay with going back because it makes sense because it helped the country to go back to being a racist. Well, it's okay for me because the best times, if you want to say for me, right? Let's just say I say the best time for me was when I was a gangbanger and I was out there shooting and killing people and I was out there selling dope and all that. How that make sense? Stupid white racist. Fuck out of here. That's just stupid. We getting up out of here, man. Listen, I'm not tolerating stupid people. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world, man.